conversation through the Gulf States Thursday. The only football was played in a puddle. Auburn took their game day Tiger walk through campus today. Oh, the sun is out, and so are the Auburn and LSU tailgaters. The party is on. It is time for SEC football. And it's time now for the Auburn Tigers. And here comes another Tiger from Baton Rouge, LSU. Welcome to SEC football here on CBS. Doubleheader day, and we start with 4th-ranked and defending co-national champion LSU against 15th-ranked Auburn. And hi, everybody. I'm Craig Bullerjack along with Randy Cross. So good to have you in the booth. LSU, as we know, co-national champions. The other half of that title belongs to USC. And Nick Saban told us straight up, hey, this can be another good football team if my players accept the rules, Randy.
Well, the #1 rule, we got to find out who's playing who, is at quarterback. You've got Marcus Randall and Jamarcus Russell, who's a redshirt freshman. The leader, Randall. Senior, here's the Argent quarterback comparison. Numbers-wise, no comparison. In a perfect world for Nick Saban and the LSU Tigers, in the SEC opener, the leader is identified, the starter is identified.
When we talk about that LSU defense, we know they're good, they're solid. They'll have to be rock solid, however, as this offense finds their way throughout the season.
Well, this is the defense, Craig, that can score. Marcus Spears up front. He and the whole front seven like to play in the other team's backfield. And that sets up guys like Corey Webster on the outside to take chances and go for picks to take them back the other way.
Now, Auburn unveiled a new offense a couple of weeks ago. They have a new offensive coordinator. And, Randy, what a ground game they have.
Well, Al Borges is that coordinator, and so far they've thrown 35 passes. That tells you when you're talking about running backs, you've got Carnell Williams, the Cadillac, who can run as good as anybody in the country. And no team has a 1-2 punch like he and Ronnie Brown. I mean, good running game to me, that means good play action down the field, and that's the heart and soul of that pro-style offense.
A lot of people have asked how much rain has this field taken since Hurricane Ivan came over on Thursday. With the answer, here's Dwayne Ballin.
4 to 6 inches of rain fell here on the field at Jordan-Hare Stadium, but it's a field that has a crown on it. It drains perfectly, so the field is absolutely dry. Sunny skies, ideal conditions for both sets of Tigers.
All right, Dwayne, the temperature is perfect. 81 degrees. Randy, wind will not play a factor. 15 to 20 miles an hour in the forecast. Oh, what 2 days make. Sunny, sunny skies, as you can see, over Jordan-Hare Stadium today in Auburn. So LSU will go right to left, and they've decided, Auburn that is, to defend to start this game. Both clubs 2-0. And we're underway in Auburn. Xavier Carter, no chance. And so LSU will start on their own 20-yard line. And the quarterback, the senior, Randy, Marcus Randall, will start, but will share time with the redshirt freshman, Jamarcus Russell. 4-4 in his career as a starter at LSU. Skylar Green does start, who's had some problems with a high ankle sprain. And here is Justin Vincent, the fine sophomore running back who had 1,000 yards as a freshman. And here's the starting lineups brought to you by Ballpark Franks. And up front for LSU, it is anchored by the senior center in Ben Wilkerson. Vincent, as I mentioned, a 1,000-yard rusher a year ago, and there was question up until game time, Randy, whether or not Skylar Green, the junior, an explosive wide receiver, would play. He's on the field.
He was limping noticeably in warm-ups, though, Craig.
Randall rolls out in troubles, pointing for help. Still on his feet at the 30, and a first down at around the 31-yard line. Carlos Rogers makes the tackle, a pickup of 5. And let's set that defense for you for Auburn. Lost some big players from a year ago. Carlos Dansby along with Reggie Torbor. Ratliff moves over from defensive end to defensive tackle. The linebackers are Sears and the 2 Williams. In the secondary, Pitts, Rose Green, Herring, and Rogers. Carlos Rogers with 5 career interceptions. 3 wide receivers set. Randall on the run. Big yards up to around the 40-yard line.
First down is going to be absolutely critical for this Auburn defense. If you're unsure about your quarterback position, as they call it down here, you want to get them behind the sticks. And you want to get them down on first down. You want to start making these second and third down calls more difficult. If you start piling in 5, 6, 7 yards on first down, you're playing right into the LSU Tigers' hands.
Second down and 2 after a pickup of 8. Randall, as you see, has the ability, Randy, to scramble out of the pocket, while the redshirt freshman Jamarcus Russell, more of a drop-back, strong-armed passer. That time Vincent weaves for a couple, maybe to the 44-yard line. Travis Williams with the tackle, 2-year letterman out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Well, you know, it's Justin Vincent's job to come in here and make him the best running back, make himself the best running back on the field today. If he can do that for LSU, that is what they call best case scenario. Takes the crowd out of it and puts the defense in some bad spots.
Vincent takes an early breather, and Joseph Adai, a junior from Houston, checks in that LSU backfield. He'll get the call on the carry, skips for a couple of yards. They'll mark him down on Randy at the 47, a pickup of 3.
But wouldn't you say, Craig, watching the first couple games for both these teams, you know, this is the early test.
Yes.
And especially for the defense of Auburn, they haven't faced an offense that will stick on you and will block the way that LSU's front 5 will block them. They're going to be tested there, and they're going to be tested coverage-wise down the field. Now, Randall may not be a great passer. Russell, the backup, is an excellent thrower of the ball.
5 plays, 5 runs. This time, though, he skips out of trouble. I don't know if that was a busted play. He had a 4 wide receiver set and threw it away.
I think that was what that was. Gene Chizik, the defensive coordinator of Auburn, talks about attacking this offense.
3 wide receivers set, 2 set to the near side. On third down, Randall guns it in traffic. It's pulled down by the tight end, David Jones. First down, LSU inside the 35-yard line. Montavious Pitts and Rose Green teamed up to make the stop after a gain of 19. At the Auburn 34-yard line, Vincent goes outside, little hop and a skip inside the 30, Randy, to the 29-yard line. Vincent, not a big back per se at 5'10", 213, but he loves the contact.
Well, and for a head coach like Nick Saban, he's a lot like his buddy Bill Belichick up with the New England Patriots. They love offensively to get some early numbers on you, to get their defense on the field, which is very aggressive, gives you a lot of exotic looks. It puts all the pressure on the other team's offense after his offense performs. Vincent so far 3 carries, 16 yards.
Again from the eye, second down, call it 4. Opening drive for LSU on the road. 3-step drop, incomplete. Short on the throw from Randall to Craig Davis. So far, this LSU offense has been potent through the first 2 games, Randy. 37.5 points a game. They scored in that overtime win against Oregon State, 22, and last week put 53 up against Arkansas State.
Well, that football team spent the better part of that Oregon State opener down there in Baton Rouge on their heels. They were lucky to come out with a win there, but they rallied pretty nice last week, getting a little rhythm and continuity to the offense.
A die in the backfield as Randall goes shotgun on 3rd down. 10th play of this drive. Randall to the far sideline, near sideline, down the sideline. They're going to mark him out of bounds. That's Davis, who made a incredible catch, but did step out after a pickup of 12 at the 17.
That's a nice job. You're clearing out with one receiver. The other receiver's in position to give a nice little block. That's good game planning. Very good game planning. He just stepped out. How about that second step when he cut for the sideline on the 17-yard line?
Davis had 4 catches last week for 73 yards against Arkansas State. Double tight end set for LSU. 1st and 10. Well, the pads pop as a die is stood up at the 14 by Travis Williams. His second tackle of the afternoon, and this drive continues, and they are closing in on 5 minutes so far in this opening quarter.
Right, early on, you got to look inside at the Auburn defense to people, you know, like Jason Thompson and T.J. Jackson at the nose tackle position. They're being controlled inside a little bit, and they're controlling the line of scrimmage are the LSU Tigers. That's a difference so far from what we've seen on tape coming in.
Again, double tight set. A die is the back. Play action. Randall sets, throws to the flat. Nice catch. Oh, a chop. On the takedown by David Jones. Nice catch is Danye Young. Made a big hit on those thigh pads after a 4-yard pickup.
But it was nice poise by Randall. He turned around off that fake and got a face full of linebacker about 3-4 yards away, who instead of coming was going to block and jump and block the pass. Most defensive players, you get off the ground, you're right where a quarterback wants you. And if you stop, you're exactly where he wants you.
12 plays, 70 yards. You look at Randall's numbers, 3 of 5. A die in the backfield. 2 wide receiver set. 3rd down, call it 2. Around the corner comes Davis. 1st down, Will Herring. The safety stuck his helmet on Davis and brought him down. 1st down, and it will be goal to goal.
Nice timing, good coordination on the outside with the blocks. And then Davis sort of accepts the fate and turns inside and does a nice job. But Auburn's defense doesn't get a square hit and doesn't get a good solid smack on the flanker coming around on the inside handoff.
Well, die and Vincent, Randy, have been trading spots in that backfield, keeping fresh legs in for LSU. David Jones lines up as a fullback. Play action, Randall, good protection, up and over the middle. Touchdown, LSU, Dwayne Bowe. Impressive opening drive. And Randy, you mentioned it earlier. Great poise by the senior Marcus Randall.
And he's just working, and he knows and has face and bows that against Kevin Sears, he can get that quick break, and he fed that one right in there between the safety and the corner. That was absolutely perfectly thrown.
Extra point, no good. Remember that after that incredible 14-play drive, they go 80 yards, and Godet misses the extra point. Bowe with his 4th touchdown catch of the season. LSU up 6-0. LSU by 6. A touchdown catch by Bowe, but the extra point was missed. 14 plays, they go 80 yards. Randall, very impressive on that opening drive, connecting on 4 of 6 after 5 straight running plays to start things.
Here, Bowe and Hobbs, watch the matchup and the quick break, but the accuracy of the throw, getting this ball to Bowe before a safety or anybody else can get in the way. Gotta love the poise, love the accuracy, and that's one of the nice things about having a senior starter in a hostile environment for the calm.
High kick. Oroma Shudu pushes his way to the 19-yard line. Let's take a look now at the Ballpark Franks lineup after the return of 13. There's the senior, Jason Campbell. making his 22nd consecutive start. And Randy's been impressive as a starter here at Auburn. 20-9 career.
Well, when you talk to the kid in person, you're even more impressed, and not only by his poise and his size, but you can see what a great leader he is here for this offense, because he brings, much like we saw from Randall, a certain calm to his offensive team, especially in stressful situations like this.
Well, they load up the backfield and split out. Carnell Williams, who says, yeah, I don't mind that nickname Cadillac at all, will get the first carry. Tough yards, but he is so tough after the initial hit, and he plows his way up to the 25. A pickup of 5. Jesse Daniels makes the stop. And let's set that Auburn offense for you. That offensive line, they will rotate a lot of players in to keep everybody fresh. And it's anchored there by the center, Jeremy Ingle. Talented core of wide receivers and in the backfield. Carnell Cadillac Williams. And boy, he can break it with 4.4 speed. Second down 5 as Campbell pedals, sets, throws. For those pads, Carnell. The Cadillac just busted his front bumper. Lionel Turner said hello. Put him in the shop. And defensively for LSU, giving up only 12 points through the first 2 games of the season on average. Spears anchors on that left defensive end spot, says, hey, it's my team, I'm going to put my mark on it. Lionel Turner, a very good linebacker in the middle, is a 5th-year senior. And the secondary of Webster, Landry, and the 2 Daniels. A loss of 5, 3rd down 10. Campbell up and over, in traffic, caught Courtney Taylor. Oh, did Campbell put that ball in traffic between LaRon Landry and company? A pickup of 17.
Sometimes it's a beautiful catch. Sometimes it's a wonderful throw. And other times, folks, it's just self-defense. Because if you don't catch this ball, this one's going to hurt you. Because it is perfectly squeezed in. And offensive coordinator Al Borges commented about the accuracy of Campbell. He also commented on the different formations and motions you're going to see out of this offense. So far, we've seen something different on every play.
Multiple sets is right. Here comes the Cadillac. Lowers his pads to the 44-yard line. Timmy, thanks. I'd say those goalposts are not cheap, mind you, for that athletic department.
There's nothing cheap about this NCAA football.
4 wide receivers. Ronnie Brown, by the way, comes in, lines up in the slot. They throw outside. Brown, watch out! Breaks the tackle, out of bounds at the 38-yard line. Landry made the hit. Check that Carnell. 19-yard pickup.
Well, we're seeing the multiple looks. They had Carnell at halfback and Brown on the outside as a receiver. There you've got Cadillac in the slot. And that's just pure Cadillac after the first 3 yards. That's just running ability. And that's usually what you see out of his running mate, Ronnie Brown, that run after contact, the yards after contact.
A senior. First down, Auburn at the LSU 39-yard line. Little pitch out. Williams, nice patience, throws the stiff arm as he tried to let his offensive line spread that LSU front. They'll bump him out around the 30, call it the 35, 36-yard line.
You know, they refer to this offense that Al Borges brought here as a West Coast offense. I want to make a point early.
Yeah, and start this because you disagree. The West Coast offense is in a locker or up on a.
It's a museum piece.
Yes, it is.
The original West Coast offense is a museum piece, and folks, it does not exist. This is a multiple offense, a pro-style offense, a lot of formations, a lot of motions predicated on getting the ball to receivers that can do with it something with it after they catch it. That's simple.
Taylor, the motion man, on second down. The throw, nice grab, right on the hands of Obamanu at the 22-yard line. Turner and Landry made the tackle. And so far, both teams able to move up and down the field at will. A 14-yard pickup.
Al Borges brought up the example of what Tampa Bay is doing in the pros, what Washington's doing in the pros, and basically Joe Gibbs dusted off his own game plans and is doing it again. That's what he's bringing in here. A lot of formations, a lot of motions. There's Al right there in the middle. Just that he's studying that sheet because he's getting some nice matchups he can exploit later.
Anthony Mix in motion. Toss out. Here comes Ronnie Brown. Cuts back inside to the 19-yard line. And for a Vandy Ole Miss update, we go back to New York, and here's Tim.
Number 31, Jesse Daniels. Brown picked up 4 yards, 2nd and 6 at the 19.
26-23 Ole Miss in OT. Things did not look well for Ole Miss early. Here in Auburn, LSU up by 6 after a touchdown to Bo and a Mix extra point, but Auburn on the drive, 2nd down 6, under 4.5 minutes to play. Pressure, they throw to the flat, ball tipped. It was intended for Ronnie Brown. Pressure by Ronnie Prude.
Jason Campbell was in full reverse, trying to get a little touch on that pass, and if he'd have got it to Ronnie Brown, there's only 2 defenders right there. It's a matter of Brown making those guys miss. He had one blocker out in front of him. It's just the timing was ruined by that rush.
First incomplete.
And 405 now, throwing for 44 yards for Campbell.
Williams and Brown both in the Auburn backfield. 3rd down, long snap count by Campbell. 3-step drop, throws again in traffic, caught. Boy, Courtney Taylor, he would not be denied, and trying to run out of the tackle of Travis Daniels, a pickup of 8.
Part of the reason you use all this motion and you want to get the defenders in strange places that opens up spots in the defense. Exactly what happened there. Campbell completes it, and so far this, well, let's call it the Gulf Coast offense.
I like that.
Of Al Borges is clicking right along.
First down, just outside the 10-yard line. Ronnie Brown lined up near side. Carnell Williams alone back. He has the football, lowers the pads. 2nd effort to the 6. Well, that Cadillac got a tune-up this week. He's running on 8 cylinders, my friend.
Well, I think Cadillac's been watching some Ronnie Brown tapes about that contact. It's one of those, you know, you like apples? How do you like them apples? He is just bringing the whole load. Look at the shoulder pad level, and then the knees driving. Looking like one of my old teammates, Roger Craig, with that high knee drive.
4 carries, 19 yards. Carnell is 5'11", 210. Again, you see the offense of Al Borges continues to really make constant shifts. Williams again the ball carrier. LSU able to wrap him up behind the line of scrimmage. No gain at the 6-yard line. Ronnie Prude comes up in the corner.
See, there's really 2 reasons, Craig. You do all this multiplicity as far as looks and motion and everything else. One is to see if you can A, fool them for Tommy Tuberville, and number 2 is how do they adjust? So next time you come back with that formation, you know how they adjusted. Now right there in that, for that example, the safety got in the slot and then crashed on the run, made the tackle. You know that next time you run it, you do something different on the pass or run.
3rd down 4. Campbell from the shotgun takes a seat back at the 13-yard line. Well, Ron Landry came up from the free safety spot. Outstanding speed, and he was in the backfield with Campbell before a blink.
This is numbers 1, 2, 3. You just don't have the blockers on that side. Here comes the blitz. Here comes the bodies. You got to make a decision. You got him coming onside and backside. That's just a nice defensive call by Nick Saban and the LSU Tigers. They just brought 2 more than they had blockers.
This will be a 29-yard field goal attempt by John Vaughn. He's 1 of 2 on the season. He's the longest of 43, trying to hook it in and got it.
I think that was tipped, Craig. Right at the line of scrimmage as it was going up.
Little curveball.
A little Balada spin on it.
This is Nick Saban's system, as he told us, Randy, that both these players have abilities that he must get on the football field. Vincent, the ball carrier, maybe 6 yards to the 26. Now they say 5 to the 25.
Also, from a coach's standpoint, it's a very smart move by Nick Saban. He's got a senior leader in Randall. You've got a redshirt freshman into a program like this that's so stocked with good talent. And this redshirt freshman, Russell, can flat chunk this rock around. His specialty is the passing game. Big arm. He'll stand up and he can throw it. Not much of an arc, but is just on a string. From the eye, second down, play action. Good protection again, up and over, wide open along the far sideline. Watch out, Craig Davis breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles to the 34-yard line. Carlos Rogers finally wrapped him up. Folks, if you like offensive football and you like nice throws, you're going to be crazy about this. We talked about his arm. Russell doesn't loft it. He throws at nice high position as he stands in. You know, talk about lasers bouncing off some things. They occasionally get absorbed, and that was a nice job of absorbing a laser that was thrown into the perfect spot in that nice hole between the safety and the corner.
Boy, Davis has been a favorite target of LSU quarterbacks over the last couple of weeks. Had 4 receptions against Arkansas State a week ago for 73 yards. He picks up 42 on that grab. Russell taken down. Good coverage downfield, and there was a man open.
Oh, Xavier Carter was breaking open over the middle of the field. That was 6 points if they don't get that pressure. A loss of 11, and the end of the first quarter has come to an end at Jordan-Hare Stadium here in Auburn. 6-3 our score. LSU will return after this message and a word from your local station. Well, Randy, this crowd erupted just before kickoff as War Eagle 6, for the first time in 2 years, flew around the stadium, and what a beautiful sight it was. And that is one extremely well-trained. It just flew perfectly over the crowd, swooped down. I mean, that was tingling. Start of the second quarter. Randall sets, fires, low toss, incomplete. Intended for Bowe, and on his back was Rosegreen. Boy, to the sea of orange today. But you had to just watch the defenders for Auburn match up. 2 on the near side, 1 top of the screen, pure man. That was the opportunity you were looking for if you were LSU. Well, Chris Jackson, who missed that point after the touchdown, will go for a field goal now of 42 yards and got it. His longest before that boot was 34. Makes it from 42. And LSU builds their lead to 9-3. We'll be back. LSU leads Auburn 9-3. After the 42-yard field goal by Jackson. LSU again putting together a long drive. This one went 8 plays, 55 yards, just under 3 minutes. Back to receive, Aroma Shudu and Carnell Williams. Deep kick, and there will be no return. Cooper Wallace in motion. Campbell sprints out. Tries to pick up a block, heads to the sideline, maybe a yard at the 21-yard line. Chased down by Cameron Vaughn. You know, for Al Borges there as his offensive coordinator, that was something a little bit weird on that play. That was a nice toss fake to one side. But usually when a quarterback comes out naked like this in any kind of offensive game plan or any kind of offense where you really specialize in passing, there's usually somebody dragging underneath for the quarterback to dump off real quick to if he gets pressure. There was nobody there for Campbell. Williams and Brown, they have staggered and split as Al Borges continues to throw just a multiple of offensive sets. Look at this, watch out, Williams around the corner,
Driven out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Cadillac picks up 16. Jesse Daniels, the tackle for LSU.
You know, how comfortable is Campbell, Jason Campbell, in this offense? Well, he's comfortable enough right now to audible. You can tell he audibles the near formation with the triple stack. He had the triple stack left, the quick flip. That got those matchups, and that got the linebackers in positions they didn't know which gap to run through.
Williams now with 6 carries for 37 yards. First down and 15. Slaughter back in at fullback. And again, Campbell mixing things up at the line. He'll go on the ground. Here comes Williams. Follows his blockers. Still on his feet inside LSU territory at the 47. Corey Webster, Marcus Spears brought him down, but not before. A pickup of 21 yards.
This LSU defense needs both All-American candidates on that defensive side of the ball, Webster and Spears, to counteract this. Because the Cadillacs got it churning. I tell you, you've really got to go some to point out to me any university in this country that's got 2 running backs like Brown and Williams that can come at you out of the same backfield with this kind of punch.
You know, last year, over 1,300 yards. He only needed 109 yards to surpass 3,000 career today. He's got 70. Campbell dropped maybe a yard at the 44. Melvin Oliver, a couple of big tackles in this first half. A junior who weighs in about 275.
Remember what we talked about, though, at the very beginning, Craig, that Nick Saban's defense loves to play in the other team's backfield. And one of the things that all this motioning and these formations has done, it seems like it's made them a bit hesitant. They haven't attacked, and they haven't spent as much time in the Auburn backfield. It's been a difference.
Second down, 9, 4 wide receivers. Campbell from the shotgun. Throws the slant, nearly intercepted. Boy, it's a dangerous throw. Ronnie Prude, the senior from Shreveport. Well, I'll tell you, another step, he was going for 6.
Ronnie Prude's got to almost think, why was I knocking this down? I mean, it's just on the fingertips reach-wise, but that's one of those passes you see a quarterback throw, and it's almost like he wishes he had a string on it. He could yank it back.
You know, from up here, you see it unfold, and you go, uh-oh.
No, he's not gonna.
No,
oh, yeah,
he does. He pulled the trigger, got away with it that time. Third down, 9. Under 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Campbell sets up heavy pressure, takes his seat from behind. Lionel Turner was there. Kyle Williams also in on the tackle. A loss of 7.
Hey, you want to talk about playing the game in the other team's backfield? Watch the defense come this way, especially Turner. Right off the edge of the guard, never stops, brings that penetration the whole way. Now coming into the backside of Campbell, you normally say he'd have a hard time seeing it, but opening up the other way, he had a pretty good view of Turner coming from that linebacker spot all the way.
And Randy, if you play linebacker, you're a defensive coach, you have to like the way he tried to slap that ball away from Campbell and force the fumble.
The old LT strip.
Yeah. Webster pedals back, 9-yard line, lost it!
And got it.
Oh, LSU nearly gave one up.
I'm not sure if I can spell fortuitous, but I can say it. That was a fortuitous bounce.
43-yard punt. LSU will have it with 2:03 left. Field position been a factor in this quarter, especially, Randy. This drive will start at the 8-yard line.
Remember that first down. First down is set up the last few series.
Justin Vincent back in for that LSU backfield. He'll get the carry. Sidesteps a tackle and works his way to the 10-yard line. Sure, he's got a story about both. Double tight set. Second down, call it 7. Randall pulls it back in. Watch out. Reaches out for the first down at the 23-yard line. Pitts made the tackle. 12-yard gain for Marcus Randall.
That's a nice call by Jimbo Fisher, the offensive coordinator for LSU. You're getting a lot of aggressive play from this Auburn defense, and that you see the punt. They just started going after Randall at the quarterback position. Call a quarterback draw. Let them be aggressive. Take advantage of it on first down.
Davis and Bo, your two wideouts. First down. Vincent finds a seam off the left side behind Whitworth, his tackle. A pickup of 4. Under a minute, clock runs.
A couple of good positive runs, though. Remember the 5 carries for -5 on those 2 previous series. They had 45 in the opener. You get a quick 10 with your quarterback, another quick 5 with your halfback. Your offense is in a different spot. Your play calling sheet looks a lot rosier when you get in those positive gains.
Broussard in that LSU backfield. He'll get the carry. Goes outside, finds a hole. First down, second effort. I tell you, the LSU running backs, and along with Auburn, there's a lot of yards after the initial contact. A lot of pads are lowered, and 1 or 2, 3 extra yards each time they pop through that line.
You know, there's a common theme, whether it's Tommy Tuberville's back or Nick Saban's back. The offensive linemen are just like Velcroed to the defenders when the running backs are running good.
Nick Saban will just, Randy, walk to the locker room, and up by 6, 9-3. In fact, the coach is with Dwayne Ballin. Guys,
here we go, Big Blue. No problem, but after that, Auburn made you work really hard.
Well, you know, we just got to execute a little bit better. We've had some things open and made a couple bad throws. You know, we're changing the quarterbacks around. Maybe we lost the momentum a little bit, but we need both those guys to play well for us. But I think the #1 thing we need to do is play better on defense. We've allowed them to move the ball and give us bad field position offensively and made it tough for us to operate.
Quickly, will you have Skylar Green in the second half?
No, we'll only use him on punt return if we need him to catch the ball.
Thank you, Coach. Craig?
moments away from the start of the third quarter. LSU with a 6-point lead over Auburn. Craig Bullerjack back along with Randy Cross. And Randy, we saw both offenses put together fine drives to start this game. Then the defense has made adjustments.
But I really think that the onus here is on Auburn. It's on Tommy Tuberville's team. They've only got a field goal. They need to get some points and get points quickly. They've been in this position before against LSU, but LSU's always been able to pull away and make the big difference. You can't let LSU score first in the second half.
Look at some halftime numbers. Total yards nearly even. LSU 156, Auburn 151. Passing yards, rush yards, the penalties, a bit of a separator. Auburn 4 flags for 45. LSU flagged twice for only 10.
Well, between Williams and Brown, they've rushed for 101 yards. The quarterback, Jason Campbell, has -13.
Second half underway. Aroma Shudu takes a knee 5 yards deep. Auburn will start at the 20-yard line. We'll see what Al Borges has in store in this West Coast / Gulf Coast offense to start the third quarter.
Let's go back to that West Coast museum.
Yes.
All those guys they got hair of the color of mine. Al Borges has got a defense or offense here that is going to see a very aggressive defense. You remember what Nick Saban said to Dwayne Ballin going in. He was disappointed in the aggressiveness of his D.
Carnell Williams takes the opening carry in the third quarter, maybe a yard up to the 21. Carnell with 70 yards in the opening half of play.
But if you're Auburn, you can't get away from that multiplicity, that look you were giving LSU, all the different formations, all the motions, all the change-ups.
Second down 9. Around the corner comes the Cadillac to the 25. Let's go downstairs. Here's Dwayne Ballin.
Craig, I spoke with Coach Tuberville of Auburn a few moments ago. He said the biggest concern of his was on offense, picking up LSU's blitzes, too many of those getting through. Third down conversions, too much in the favor of LSU as opposed to Auburn. He is happy, though, with the running game and knew it would be a game like this.
If you had to guess as far as how many points, I don't think there'll be more than 20 points scored in this second half. It's going to be a matter of quality as far as getting the sevens. Who gets the sevens wins the game.
First one to 20. May just do it. Pressure. Campbell sidesteps. Weaves his way to the 25-yard line. Well short of the first down, and that brings up 4th down for Auburn.
I'll tell you one thing, there's no lack of enthusiasm on the sideline for the LSU defensive staff. I mean, they are all over the field.
Well, it's been led by Marcus Spears as well. Some people said, why did you come back, Marcus? Well, he said, I want to graduate, I want to improve my draft status, and I want to secure the legacy, the trademark of what I call my defense.
He wants to put his stamp on it.
His stamp. Webster back, pedals, fair catch at the 27-yard line. That's where LSU will start their first drive, up by 6. Nice kick of 48. We'll be back to Auburn on a sunny Saturday after this. LSU with the football and a 6-point lead. Craig Bolerjack, Randy Cross, Dwayne Ballin, our CBS crew here in Auburn, Alabama. You remember, Randy, that Marcus Randall started this game. LSU moved the ball very well. The change came with Jamarcus Russell, the redshirt freshman. What do you think?
Well, I think that .4 is a nice difference and an adjustment. You know, when they don't have Randall in, they just lack a little calm. It's a little more skittish. I mean, anything can happen with Russell, but I think Nick Saban made a good point about maybe not changing it in and out so much.
Took away some rhythm. Broussard breaks a tackle and takes it down the sideline, steps out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Power running. Pitts and Herring made the tackle. One thing about LSU, Randy Cross, they are not in need of depth at running back. Vincent Adai, and you just saw Ali Broussard, only a sophomore, with a lot of power and speed.
And we've alluded a lot about that running downhill by the running backs for Auburn. That's just the last 2 possessions. It's been all downhill for LSU. Excellent blocking up front and good aggressive decision making by the running backs.
Yeah, many believe this game would be won in the trenches, and the score may prove that to be correct. Randall fakes the pass, tucks, and runs it up to around the 44-yard line.
Now, you saw how successful that very play was in the last series before the half. And the reason you run that is for the very reason they were successful on the first play, just kind of splattering that left side of the Auburn defense. You make a call like that because you've got a runner like Marcus Randall, who's very good out of the quarterback position. And Nick Saban's offensive staff is anticipating a blitz, an aggressive move by that side to compensate for the last play, trying to come underneath. They didn't get it.
2nd down, 7. Auburn with a shift up front. Play action rollout. Randall steps and throws incomplete. Bow so close. Dwayne Bowe had that earlier touchdown in the first quarter.
There's fitting it in, and there's missing them flat open. That's missing them flat open. We've seen Randall fit a few in, and I think if he had that one to throw over, he might have set his feet and been able to throw that one a little differently because he had a wide open bow.
3rd down conversions. They started this game 3 of 3. Since then, 0 for 3.
I think the birth of that is what they were doing on 1st down. It was setting them, getting them behind the sticks, as they say.
Movement. No flag. And now one drops.
Ball down, ball down. That was a beanbag. He was marking the spot of the fumble.
Randall lost it, and Auburn covers up. McGlover forced that ball out of the hands of Marcus Randall.
That's exactly what Tommy Tuberville wanted out of his defense. If they give you a chance, if you see ball and you can strip it, take it. See ball, strip it. Ball is down there. More importantly, Marcus Randall is really, really wrapped up on that play by Stanley McClover. He couldn't get back at it.
Campbell on the run, throws, and gets rid of it. Courtney Taylor was in the vicinity, number 86. Take a look at the Red Lobster Scholar Athlete Award, and it's Auburn's Ben Obamanu. He's a finance major. 3.38 in the classroom. Only a junior. That's our Red Lobster Scholar athlete.
And this sets up some wonderful position for Auburn to get some points and get off this three they've been on since the first quarter.
Second down, across the middle, bingo. Taylor. First down, Auburn, 25-yard line.
Well, I talked about the running game in Auburn being ancestral and something they're just used to, all with the Bo Jacksons and the Joe Cribbs and people like that. They're going to learn to love this Gulf Coast offense. Get the ball to your skill players and let them run with it after they catch it.
Third catch of the day for Courtney Taylor. First down, Auburn at the LSU 25. Anthony Mix in motion. On the pitch, around the corner comes Ronnie Brown.
Number 23, Ronnie Brown at left end.
Second down. Wallace in motion. Campbell sets back and throws. Wallace again. Inside the 15 to the 11-yard line.
Remember, we talked about the formations and the motion, Craig. Remember last possession, where's the motion? Where's the stuff that was kind of confusing them? See, you got your tight end, you drag him across right underneath the coverage. The defense is going one way with the motion. You drag your tight end underneath. The linebacker has to try to put on the brakes. By the time he does, he's wide open.
Two grabs for Wallace on this drive. One of 15, the other 11. This time on the ground, Williams tried to scoot behind Reddick, his right tackle, and Lindsey. Kyle Williams with the tackle. No gain at the 10.
Craig, you see they gave that ball to Cadillac Williams on the onside. They had that motion on the backside with Ronnie Brown coming around. Everyone was flowing so hard at Cadillac Williams. Upstairs here, the Auburn coaches have to be yelling downfield. They're overreacting. They're overreacting. I would bring something back the other way.
How big is that missed PAT going to be if the Auburn can convert here and get a touchdown?
Well, look at the short stuff. 1 to 14 yards, very effective for Auburn's offense. Watch this. The throw, nope. Ronnie Brown crashes in.
About the 1-yard line.
Marked down at the 1. What a pop by Lionel Turner. And Ronnie Brown wanted to throw that football.
Well, that was about a 90% good play from the LSU defense. They reacted very well to the pass. They reacted very well to the pursuit until right there. Then they forgot that it was Ronnie Brown carrying the ball, and Ronnie Brown put the head down. You want to talk about some strength.
They all say it again. If Carnell's Cadillac, Ronnie Brown is the Escalade. They marked him out at the 3.5. Third down. Campbell to the corner. Overthrows. Courtney Taylor was on the route, but
that was a very
close.
But it was a nice job by Jason Campbell. We talk about the calming influence that Randall's had on the other side, and another nice play by Campbell, getting the pressure but getting the ball out. Okay.
Randy, 4th and 2. You're down 6. 1:07 left, third quarter. We just got the answer from Tommy Tuberville. Nick Saban looking on. 4th and 2. They need to get just inside the 1. Campbell sets up. LSU holds. Jesse Daniels got a hand up. There he is, the strong safety, number 31.
Jason Campbell just tried to throw this way too hard, and you remember the term point of emphasis from the NFL this year? Well, the point of emphasis is that you can't bump and jostle people outside that 5-yard window, and there's a lot of bumping, a lot of jostling, and just a little bit of holding, but Nick Saban's defense got away with it. That was a big, big stop.
Quarterback change. Jamarcus Russell back in. We'll start this drive at the 3.5-yard line. Broussard, the bruiser, is pushed back, no gain by Travis Williams.
Might have even lost about a half yard, Craig. That Auburn defense just attacking and being on the LSU side of the ball.
Russell, Randy, was 1 of 4 in the first half for that long completion of 42 yards. And it's interesting, he makes his appearance here with less than a minute to go. As Nick Saban himself told Dwayne Ballin at halftime, want to keep some consistency in this game. Russell in his own end zone, sets up, throws a floater, tipped away, incomplete. Carlos Rogers, for a moment, you thought he may have it.
Dwayne Bowe was open. That ball was intended for Dwayne Bowe, and it just had a little bit of the high-speed wobble on it. Wasn't that kind of laser beam we saw the young QB throw earlier. That goes down to experience. That's something you have to chalk up in the old computer bank, because next time you see some stuff like that, you handle it a little bit differently.
You know, his first pass, as I mentioned, 42 yards to Craig Davis. That was in the first half. Since 0 for 4 passing. Big third down. Again, deep in his end zone, throws, caught at the 13-yard line. It's going to be close.
It's going to be 4th down, but not by much.
Bowe made the grab. The sophomore from Miami. And Randy, you're right. Those 20-20s are right on, about a half a yard shy of the first down.
What a nice job by Rogers. Watch this close. Close on the tackle, wrap up. Perfect form tackle. Just short, maybe about 2 feet, but short.
We played 3 quarters. LSU on top, 9-3. War Eagles 6. Got a bird's eye view, Randy. 9-3 our score. Auburn's been shut out since that opening quarter when Vaughn hit a 29-yard field goal. They should have fine field position after this punt. High hanger. Fair catch. 42. Lost it.
It bounced right into the arms of an LSU player.
They continue to unpile. And LSU has the football at the 44-yard line. Randy, I'm not sure, maybe Dwayne Ballin has a better view. There is a setting sun here in Auburn, if that played a factor.
Bounces right off Carnell Williams' chest, being crowded, and bounces right into the arms of Daniel Francis, number 37. See, he's just being crowded a little bit. And look at Francis. It's Christmas comes early to the Francis household. That ball bounces right into his arms.
Only a sophomore. And LSU back in business at the 44-yard line. So Auburn's defense will be called upon again.
But 2 series in a row of big plays. They were taken advantage of by the run there for that 1 series 2 series ago. And they got the big penalty, the big sack, big momentum change for the defense. Stuffed them on the last series, and now all the pressure goes back onto the Auburn defense. Got to keep attacking. Can't forget to play the game in the other team's backfield.
Williams trying to walk it off. Jamarcus Russell, the redshirt freshman, remains LSU's quarterback on 2nd down. Call it 7 from the shotgun. Sets up, throws a dart complete across the middle. Early due set, the freshman from St. Martinville, Louisiana.
Some of those big plays by this Auburn defense the last 3 series. The sack of McClever, Eadings. Heck, that whole series, but that closing tackle that Rogers made, saving that 1 first down. But nice poise on the last possession by the young quarterback.
First and 10. LSU, Dwayne Bowe in motion. Play action pass. Russell could not scoot away and dropped at the 47 by T.J. Jackson. Last 4 possessions for LSU. Punt, punt, fumble. And then the half came.
Well, early in this schedule, though, Nick Saban, I think, has to realize as his offense develops, it's about his defense. The defense is going to win games. Turnovers are going to win them games.
4 wide receiver set, second down. Russell stands, throws, in traffic and caught. Big catch by the freshman Doucette. 13-yard pickup, near a first down.
Well, you want to talk about hanging in as a quarterback. Jamarcus Russell to the last second hung in the pocket, taking the pressure and getting this ball into Doucette. Over the linebacker, between the safeties. It's a perfect placement.
He's 3rd and inches. 12:33 left. Both these teams offensively have been explosive in the first 2 weeks. 37.5-point average for LSU. Auburn at 37, and today it's been a defensive battle.
Watch the pad levels.
3rd and inches. Off left tackle, the keeper by Russell. First down, LSU.
That offensive line of LSU just gets down and underneath Auburn's defensive players. When you've got a quarterback like the young Jamarcus Russell, who's 6'5", 245 pounds, it doesn't take much of a crease to get you that little bit they needed for that first down.
That was behind Whitworth and Terrell McGill, who got the start today in place of Will Arnold at left guard. Vincent back in the LSU backfield from the I. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Dwayne Bowe in motion. Russell sets up, throws deep. Incomplete. Drake Davis a half a step away from 6.
Oh, he is open. I think Russell just got just enough pressure to affect the throw. Just enough pressure to have to get rid of that ball a little bit before he wanted to. I think it was McClover coming from that backside on the pass rush that made the difference.
Stops the clock, 11:58 remaining. Second down, 10 for LSU. Bowe in motion. In round. Carter. Caught and dropped. He'll lose a couple, maybe 3. I like the way Auburn, again, staying at home and did not overrun the play.
Remember the responsibilities. I keep mentioning it. Safety, corner, backside. Do you overreact? No. Good feet, and you lock in the play. Nowhere to go for Carter. You've got 2 guys mirroring him out there on the sideline. You might get by the first guy, but you aren't getting by the second.
Nice play by Auburn, and they caught a very quick young freshman in Xavier Carter, who's been clocked at 4.35 on the 40, and he could not get outside and hit the jet. 3rd down 11. Russell, good protection, steps up, throws, incomplete. 4th down.
So you have to say this Auburn defense has just done a nice job of swelling up and acting very much like they know they can't afford to give up any more points. This is it.
Randy, are you surprised at the redshirt freshman Russell in a crunch time drive and not the senior and Marcus Randall?
With some of the comments that Nick Saban made earlier, especially Dwayne Ballin, and with the success that the offense had earlier in this half under the leadership of Marcus Randall, yeah, I am surprised. They just don't have that calm. There's just a little bit of doubt in the offensive mind and in their offensive execution. Remember how successful Auburn was in pinning back LSU last time. It's exactly the mission of this LSU coverage team. Pin them inside the 5.
High hanger. Inside the 5, bounces into the end zone. Well, that one bounced quickly. Timeout, 10:50 left. Head down the stretch in Auburn.
Tell you, LSU, I think, gave up a big opportunity right there of getting that ball out of bounds. The punter kicked the ball perfectly. It landed on the floor. They had coverage down. They scattered away from it. They could have caught it or stopped it right after the first bounce. They'd be down on the 3 or 4 yard line.
This game has been played in the trenches to this point. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. There's that multiple set offense for the Auburn Tigers, and able to get away under some pressure. And breaking a tackle is mixed to the 30. What could have been a loss easily by Campbell in the backfield. Throws it out to Mix, breaks a tackle, and a pickup of at least 9.
Remember earlier we had the quick toss and Campbell came out and there was no one to throw to. They hadn't drugged the other receiver under. Well, Nix is the drag underneath, and then it's all want to. The catch was the fun part. The want to was the important part for the Auburn Tigers in those yards.
Jesse Daniels let him off. 6:37 remaining. This drive starts at the 41. Campbell, long balls, man coverage, downfield, overthrows Oromashudu. Corey Webster, who's gone double duty today on both sides of the ball, tracking him, but Devin had a step.
Yeah, so Corey Webster was about 2 yards from being singed. He was beat on that play. Campbell just put a little bit too much air underneath the ball. Excellent job protection-wise up front. But now a challenge. You're 2nd and 10. You've got 6.5 minutes left to go in this ball game.
2nd and 10.
You have got to get first downs here.
Campbell 12 of 21 for 136 yards. Pitching out. Here comes Ronnie Brown. Breaks 1, breaks 2, breaks 3, tackles. Still refuses to go down to the 39 of LSU. 20-yard gain for the Escalade.
Watch the job that line does up front. They get you the first 5 yards. Ronnie, the next umpteen are all you. Straight arm, drive, cuts, power.
8 carries, 61 yards, end round, Ronnie Brown.
That's that play I was talking about earlier,
Yes.
Craig. Cadillac right, Ronnie Brown back around left.
Cameron Vaughn able to shut down the corner. And what looked to be at first a big gain once Ronnie Brown with that 4.35 speed. If he got around the turn, watch out.
It's a very successful misdirection. It sets up other things for Al Borges in his offense. Keep moving. Keep the shifts. Keep the motion.
Carnell Williams alone back on 2nd down 4. Long snap count by Campbell. Pressure, throws to the flat. Nearly picked off, then caught. Williams made the grab. How? I don't know.
How did Corey Webster not catch that? His eyes look like saucers. Stepping in front, hand strength of Carnell Williams takes that ball away from him. No other explanation. He's looking, while Webster's looking it in, Carnell Williams is grabbing it.
3rd down 1, under 5 minutes left. Shotgun, backs are split. LSU showing blitz. They come strong. Pass knocked down, incomplete.
Intended for number 2,
Obamanu was the intended receiver. Now Tuberville with a decision on 4th and 12.
4th and 12 at the 28.
This is the outer limits field goal line. The utter outer limits, I think, for Auburn. So don't be surprised if they just decide to go for it right here. You still have 3 minutes to go.
And a timeout. Auburn will think about it. Down 6 with just over 3 minutes left. LSU by 6, 3:07 remaining. Tuberville on one side, Nick Saban on the other. 4th down and 12. A game in the trenches, a game, Randy Cross, of 2 impressive defenses. And instead of a field goal trying, you're right, outer limits is correct. On 4th and 12, Auburn will continue.
Anthony Mix has been the money guy so far.
Campbell rolling, takes a hard hit, throws, caught inside the 15. It's Courtney Taylor. Randy, they needed 12. They got 13.
Just look at Jason Campbell. He knows he's going to get drilled. Stands in and completes this ball. Couple of nice routes, but Travis Daniels just doesn't get the chance to close on that route fast enough.
1st down for Auburn at the 15-yard line of LSU. LSU Tigers 2 timeouts. Auburn, no timeouts remaining. They pitch it out. Here comes Cadillac. And is tripped up. He'll lose a couple. Back to the 17. Nice pursuit by Kyle Williams.
Well, I know Cadillac's your hood ornament for an auto reference, but the way Ronnie Brown's been running this ball, I'm not sure if I'd want to put the ball in anybody else's hands than Ronnie Brown, the way he's been slamming it at Nick Saban's defense.
Clock runs. 2:06, 2:05. 2nd down, 13. No timeouts remaining for Auburn.
This style of offense, the red zone, is a huge time for the tight end.
Cadillac's been held at just 6 yards this half. Play action. Campbell throws. It's caught. Fumbled. In and out of the hands of Anthony Mix.
He caught it out of bounds.
They're going to call that incomplete. Did not have control. Wow.
Coming from the back. I mean, that's a drill. Nick Saban during training camp, his defensive backs were doing that, and Prude does a nice job of causing that fumble. He had possession. The out of bounds and not having it all came in there with Daniels. Daniels got it out of bounds. Heads up play by Prude.
So complete.
A complete pass.
And a fumble out of bounds. You know what? You go back to your point about Prude, about a drill. He's a senior. Been around a while. 11 plays on this drive. 3rd down and 12. Less than a minute and a half to go. 6-point LSU lead. Campbell pumps to the end zone. Got it! Touchdown! Courtney Taylor. And now, Randy, the ever-important extra point.
The season early on of extra point misses again comes into play for the LSU Tigers.
John Vaughn never missed an extra point. 36 of 36. The kick is up. No! It was a bad snap.
Yeah, low and inside on the snap. Had to put it down on a strange spot. There was a flag down on that play.
Stunned silence in the stadium.
Personal foul, number 9, in the defense. After this is the goal, retry.
Wow. That's the kind of penalty, if you're on the LSU sideline, that just rips your guts out. There's no other way to describe it. Bad snap inside. Vaughn tries to get to it, has to rush, ends up falling down. And in a golf vernacular, you'd say that was a dead yank.
Wow.
But you know what? That didn't happen. Can't trust our lying eyes. The penalty, half the distance, and another try.
190 straight for Auburn, 36 in a row for John Vaughn. Second life, another bad snap. Got it this time.
Nick Saban wants to know what I do wrong. What'd we do? Well, I'll tell you right now, you missed your first shot on your extra point.
John Vaughn, the man of the minute, the man of the moment. Right now with 1:14 left, LSU 2 timeouts remaining.
That personal foul on that missed extra point. Just amazing. Nick Saban stunned.
Short kick. Xavier Carter. Dropped at the 11. Trey Smith with the special teams tackle. 2 timeouts for LSU, 1:07 on the clock. Jamarcus Russell, the redshirt freshman, will try to direct LSU downfield. 24-yard pickup, and let's check the CBS Sports Line stat of the game. It's total yards. Auburn, 233, 143 since that opening quarter.
Auburn's still in their base defense. This is not any kind of prevent.
Get all your complete college football stats at CBSSportsLine.com. Russell sets and throws, sideline. Dropped. Bo had it. The clock stopped with 46 ticks left and 2 timeouts remain for LSU.
Well, it's only fitting that this should come down to the Auburn defense having to once again rise up. And in this situation, how big is it not having a Skylar Green on the field?
Good point.
That difference maker, that guy that can take it the distance every time he handles it.
Jamarcus Russell, a freshman, playing in place of the senior. Randall, incomplete behind the outstretched arms of Corey Webster. So Webster again not playing only on the corner, but also playing as a 3rd or 4 wideout today.
And he's also playing, you know, he hasn't been throwing with the quarterbacks and running wide receiver the entire time. So that timing, that in sync is not there between, you know, Russell and Webster. Good example there. He ran us a little bit of a tight curl. Russell threw it to the other side.
Oh, the sea of orange on their feet. 3rd down and 10, 39 seconds left. LSU down 1, co-national champions of a year ago. Out of bounds, stops the clock. Craig Davis, Will Herring gave him a bump.
You're about 23 yards from a long field goal.
College football today, time permitting, coming up next.
"23 yards from Goodell, maybe getting a chance for retribution."
Russell from the shotgun, sprints out to his right. Looking, has help, long ball, triple coverage, incomplete inside the 15. 22 ticks left.
That's a young quarterback with an awful lot of faith in his guy, because his guy is severely outnumbered. You're going to throw it into that kind of a crowd. You want to throw it on high and on the outside where only your guy can get at it.
Now Chris Jackson getting some warm-ups in. Still 2 timeouts remain for LSU. 22 seconds left. LSU, you see, with the 3rd longest winning streak in Division I with 10 in a row. Boise State on top at 13. Quick slant, complete, and reaching out to around the 43-yard line. And a timeout, called now by LSU. 13 seconds remain. LSU, 4th ranked, co-national defending champions, on the road at Auburn, down by 1, but on the move. with 16 seconds left. Randy Cross, 1 timeout remaining. Chris Jackson is warmed up on the sideline. He's kicked one today of 42 yards. Pick! Rose Green closes the door.
Wanted to get to the 30-yard line. That's exactly where Russell was trying to get that ball to when Rose Green stepped in front of him. Doucette.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the home team bench. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That's one you'll gladly take if you're Tommy Tuberville.
On a knee, and Auburn will beat last year's co-defending national champ. And what a way to celebrate number 50, Tommy Tuberville, 3-0 on his birthday.
If you're the Auburn Tigers, you're proud of your defense. You love your running backs. This is an Auburn Tiger team win. No one person won this game. This entire squad was able to pull this one off.
Let's go downstairs. Here's Dwayne Ballin.
Coach Tuberville, happy 50th birthday. What a victory. The poise of Jason Campbell and your defense came through.
Well, they really did. You know, we just played field position the whole game. We knew we wouldn't score a lot of points. We just tried to play field position the whole night, and the guys played hard, and we made the plays at the end. What a win.
If I told you that neither Williams or Brown would have 100 yards rushing, yet you would win, would you have believed this?
Well, no, we're going to need to be able to run the ball, but this was a total team victory. This is a defensive victory. You give up 9 points to these guys, you played a heck of a game.
LSU is the reigning national champion. There's been so much talk about your situation here. What does this mean to you?
Well, it means we won another game. I got another one next week, so we just take them one at a time, and I'm proud of our fans. What a great game, and again, it was a total team victory today.
Happy birthday, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
Greg?
Tommy Tuberville, 3-0 on his 50th birthday. Auburn 10, LSU 9.